You've got lots of crisps on your jumper. No coffee today, guys. It's the middle of the day and the sun's just starting to come back out. So fresh water from the village fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, delicious.
And fresh squash.
From the supermarket.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if anybody out there knows where to get a squash. What we would call in the UK squash.
Yes.
Or what else would we call it? Like a cordial? Yeah. Anybody knows where to get a cordial? Because I'm not really a huge fan of water. I enjoy it, but only if I've been working hard.
And he doesn't have to have more than 2 mouthfuls.
Yeah.
But
so,
anyway.
Oh, we're not talking about cordial?
Nope. Welcome to the PipsCast.
We'll
Get yourself a coffee. So, what's been going on today? Well, this week.
Yeah, this week.
This week we have had our daughter, Jade, come and stay with us, which was lovely. She was meant to be here a bit longer, but I think she just got a better offer from home. So her friends were organising things to do this this weekend, and it seems so hard for her to get time off work that she just wanted to make the most of her time off, which I don't blame her. So, we took her back and popped her on the bus to Porto yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Gosh, there's another day just disappeared. So she's back in the UK already and having a good time with her friends and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. She was here for a week.
She was,
It didn't seem like a week. It went really quickly, as we've talked about before on the podcasts, on the PipsCast. Time does tend to go slow and then then speed up
and then
So that week went quite quick actually, and I'm sure it did for Jade too. Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing that sort of really struck me while she was here, a couple of things. She'd come from the UK, obviously, and so here, we didn't have fabulous weather while she was here, but it was warmer than back in the UK. When the sun came out, it was so much brighter. But she was sort of saying that the park that we used to live next to is completely void of leaves. So everything is full on autumn going into winter. And it sort of made something click in my head about we don't have that kind of season here because it's so predominantly green. So there's such a high percentage of pine trees and everything everywhere.
Yeah. So the normal is green, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. The normal is green, which continues to be green.
Yes. Yeah. But I think what we've noticed is that it's now even greener. So now that the rains have come and the temperatures have cooled, the autumn season is basically a second spring. So for us, we've gone from spring into summer and back into spring again. And that's been quite a mind boost. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Really positive.
Yeah.
And there's been no... I mean, we watch other people on YouTube and we see people in the UK and in America, and there's Overland in Sofia who are in New England, which has a massive big fall tourist trade. And the colours there are stunning. You would think the hillsides were on fire from the golds and the yellows and what have you. But here, everything is green.
Yeah, still.
But equally, it's a new vibrant green.
Yeah, and because of the rains and
the streams and the rivers that had dried up or were just a trickle and now in full flow. So that's really nice as well. And the other thing that sort of struck me was in the UK we would be closing the garden down now, but we've planted trees and we've planted veggies and things that will grow through the winter, and our neighbours' gardens are absolutely
thriving,
boosting, real boosting, and they're planting the same as we did, cabbages and beans and onions and everything that's going to sort of rocket away through the winter, which is really lovely.
Yeah, look forward to for next year.
Yeah.
And we're talking about growing, we're thinking about next year already, and like a through the winter crop is pumpkins and things, isn't it?
Is
that a through the winter crop?
No, not really through the winter, but
right, okay.
you will plant them in the real spring, not this second spring.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and then they'll grow all year.
Right.
And get a real boost now.
Right,
this time next year.
Because we're just thinking about that for next year, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah.
Just got me thinking.
Because we've been looking with quite envied eyes at one of our neighbours' gardens, and she grows amazing pumpkins.
Yeah.
And to say she's 91, she does it all on her own. She was up our ladder picking her olives as well this week. So, crazy.
Yeah. So really nice, yeah. When we went to, we just recently went to a river beach with Jade, and one thing that struck me, and I will put a little picture in here. I don't usually do much editing, but if I can find it, I'm going to put a little picture in here, because as you were saying, it's still very green here, but we are going into an autumn, and this picture that I saw was a citrus tree. Very green with oranges on it, and right next to it, or very close to it, was what's the word? Is it deciduous?
Yeah.
Yeah, where the leaves are now going into that golden colour, ready to drop. So it was quite an odd shot in that for your brain, having oranges and leaves falling off a tree, two different trees, didn't really quite work, but absolutely beautiful, and quite a nice thing to see.
Yeah. Because obviously you can't grow oranges in the UK. Citrus just doesn't work.
Well, that's right.
And it is just now coming into season, so there's a different change. We might, a different crop, shall we say? I can't think of a better word. But all the oranges and lemons, the trees are full, they're
starting to ripen up, aren't they?
And it's wonderful because they start off all very green and you can't see it within the green tree, and then gradually you just get this like pop of colour. And the thing that really struck me was when Jade was here and we went into Castelabranco, they were putting up the Christmas lights and the Christmas trees, and then on the way back the orange trees looked like Christmas trees to me, because the orange fruits had then all popped out in colour and looked like they'd been hung with decorations and ornaments, which really struck me. Yeah. So that sort of
it's quite
sits as a nice. That was my autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a different feel, isn't it, to the seasons.
Yes.
I was going to say, from our usual. Normally at this time of year in the UK, it's not really a weather thing, it's more of a season thing. But it starts to get quite dark and start to feel that little bit of SAD, I did. I used to feel that. Only mild, nothing, but I could feel it. I could feel that it was happening.
Yeah.
And even when we've had the odd rainy day here, because it's not been too rainy, it's been quite nice. But even when we've had the rainy day here, I've kind of felt that little bit of, I don't know what it is, a little bit of a weight on your shoulders. I can't really put my finger on it.
Just a bit flat, I think.
A little bit flat, I think so. But then on a day like today, yesterday it was raining a lot, and today it's absolutely beautiful again. We're carrying on with that, whatever season we're in now. You called it the second
spring.
The second spring. Yeah. Which is what
it's often referred to here in Portugal, or the plant everything season as well, because from a gardener's point of view, they literally can plant many things, because you don't get like hard ground frosts or whatever. You might get some odd nights where delicate plants will get a frost and then go over. But generally it's second spring.
Second spring. But we couldn't think of the name for it. But but it is a thing in Portugal.
It has like a... You'll tell us in the comments, please do, because it would be wonderful.
Yeah. So another thing that struck me about that kind of seasonal thing, and how our seasons here, I suppose it's the fruit trees really, again it boils down to, but yesterday we went for a local walk just in our local village, just a little bit further out
to the village and down the hill.
To the next village, and it was pouring with rain, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it pouring with rain when we started our walk?
We thought it was easing off.
Right.
So
we thought
we set off expecting it to be nice and bright by the time we got back. But as we got further away, it got heavier, and we were committed then, so we just kept going.
But it was okay. And we got to, what was the name of that road? I'm just thinking of the Fonta Road.
Rua de Fonta.
Rua de Fonta. So it's the road to the fountain. Yeah, we just found that up there. It's a very old fountain, wasn't it? A very old looking fountain. It had a big wheel on it where, like a fountain in Portugal, we did do a video a long time ago about a local fountain here, where you can take your containers of water, or your empty containers rather, and fill them up with water. Yeah. And quite a lot of the fountains have the water flowing ready. You can just go and collect it.
Yes, just a constant flow because it never stops.
This one was a particularly old one, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Literally 10 minutes away from here, which we walked to in the rain. It was really nice to see. And it had a big wheel on it. Yeah. So somebody, I imagine how it worked was that somebody would stand there twisting this wheel around.
Turn the wheel. Or on the back it also had like a handle as well.
Right. So, I didn't want to walk up that bit just in case I fell over.
Yes. Still falling over.
I'm falling over.
Slippiness.
Yeah. So and it had this huge, great, ship's wheel, it looked like, didn't it? And you could turn this around, and I assume that would then bring the water to the fountain.
It would activate the pump, and it would pull the water up.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant system. But whilst we were doing that walk in the pouring rain, there was just before the Rua de Fonta, was this absolutely beautiful lemon tree.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just sitting there. Lemon tree in the pouring rain. Now, I suppose that's not an uncommon thing, is it really?
Not here, no.
But I think just to kind of see a citrus, as we said before, to see a citrus tree in that weather, in that situation, is also, it just makes me stop for a second and just have a little extra look and a little extra think.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very nice, yeah. But yes, that was a nice walk as well, wasn't it, really?
Yes.
Apart from the falling over.
He slipped in the mud.
I did slip in the mud, yeah. Yeah.
But,
it's always a part of the story, isn't it? When we laugh about how many times I fall over now. Hey, dear me. But anyway, it was only a gentle fall, and the mud saved me from any damage. But so yes, I took it a bit easy from then on, didn't I? But we found a lovely little part of that village as well, which was really nice, and it'd be nice to go back there maybe with a camera.
Yes, definitely.
And take some photos of that fountain. Yes. Very interesting little spot. Just slightly off the beat. Well, I'll say
completely off the beaten track.
Well, yeah, completely. I suppose it is, because people just wouldn't go there, would they? Really, even though you're in the main little village, which is next to us. This was a little track going away from that. And actually, funnily enough, I said, so this is where people would drive to get their water. It must have been a day for me, mustn't it? I don't think. But no, obviously it wasn't, because they didn't have cars.
No.
In that point, so my brain wasn't quite functioning right. But that was definitely an old style fountain. Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
But would have been the focal point of the village at some point, because it was built all around.
Yeah, it was really cool, actually.
With sort of like seating, I would imagine it would be, going all around it, and then the big wheel and the crank handle, and then the pipe came up in front of that with a place, like a concrete post to put your water container in that got filled in. So, and you had to climb up the steps, which were quite treacherous, yes, to get to. So.
Yeah, but in the good old days, they wouldn't have been that treacherous.
It would have still rained in the good old days.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind. Right.
So
Darren's brain is wandering. It must be time for lunch.
Yeah, my brain isn't quite with it. See, there we go. I can't even speak at the moment.
So we'll pull this one to a close.
Mm-hmm.
We hope that you're having a lovely week. Thank you for watching. And thank you so much for the lovely comments. People are saying that they enjoy us sort of having a bit of a chat on about nothing in particular. But thank you very much. It does help us download our brain, I think, quite.
Yeah.
For some of the things that you just can't capture with a camera or, set up a shot to do something. You're just there in the moment, and we do like to share those things with you.
I think it's just a case of us, because the weeks, as we've often said, are flying by, it is nice to just go back and just reflect on a few moments that we have had. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? So it's really nice to have you there to reflect with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And share your experiences, which a lot of you do. So thank you for that. So we're off to go and have some leftover pizza from last night. Oh, nice. And we will see you at the weekend.
Yes.
Thank you very much and take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye then.